Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Breakaway. We just jumped in as Rhodes actually completed his New Year's resolution, which he only made yesterday. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just fantastic? His resolution, I think, was to raise a skill. I think he just raised his fitness skill, I'm assuming, since he is on the treadmill. Ryan's in here with little Gordon. As I'm recording this, it's very close to what I recorded the last episode. So if you've put any name suggestions, they may or may not be implemented next episode. Just so you know, because I record in batches. And when I ask you all questions, I'm like, wait a minute. Now I have to wait because I have to read the comments and actually implement things later on. So if there's a delay, that's why. But it is a gross rainy day in San Sequoia. But tomorrow, I was just going to let the flea market have its frickin' moment. Tomorrow is actually the very first day for Rhodes and Ryan to be on the national team. Now, I could have messed this up. And when I say that, I mean, I have to put them in the actual job. I was just sitting here being like, oh yeah, tomorrow's the first day. Look at you go. But they actually have to, be in that job, which means that I don't know if today is too late to technically get them in the job for tomorrow to be their first day. So we're going to test this out. I'm going to have Rhodes just come off the freaking treadmill. He just went on there autonomously. The man loves to work out now that I got rid of it as a dislike. Obsessed with working out. Can't get enough of it, to be completely frank. So I think he's going to join first here. Let's see if we'll actually be able to do this and if tomorrow will be his first day. Also, if you didn't know last episode when I said there was a hint, that was it right there. You see that hint? I felt so sneaky. Yes, I did. I felt so sneaky. But I was also really proud of myself there because I never do stuff like that. Okay, right. So let's see. Soccer player, there it is. Okay, so they're losing a little bit of income here, but it is a 9 to 5. And yes, he is going to go ahead and skip right out. Ryan's gonna join the same because hers just popped up. That's actually kind of interesting. What did I just see? I keep seeing symbols and thinking they're overlapping with others. So there we go. We're gonna have both of them quit their part-time jobs, and this makes them third division players. Now, I don't know. I'm not technically going to cheat it right now, but here are the tiers that they can achieve, right? It's a 10-tiered career, which is amazing. But I feel like everybody else on the team that was already established, they're major league players, and technically they're on like a quote-unquote major league team. So I'm thinking of cheating it up to level 3 so they're all on that major league team. But as they get promotions, it's going to change anyway. So it might not really matter. Maybe because they're rookies, they should be on as a third division player. I don't know. I am looking for opinions there because I have no idea. Technically, I think they have all of the skills necessary for a promotion, so all they have to do is just work really hard. And it does say that they work in 23 hours, so we did it. We did it, everybody. They will actually be able to work for the very first time tomorrow, which will be wonderful. Gordon was just learning how to sit, by the way. He's really cute. He got pampered on the couch this morning. He went potty like a champ. Like he didn't have an accident in the house. I mean, granted, in real life, he's not a puppy. He left a nice heaping pile of poop out on the sidewalk. And to make sure that our property owner doesn't yell at us for it being gross, we're going to go ahead and throw that away. We're not going to pick it up. We're going to throw it away because I don't want a bunch of crap in either of their pockets. Let's just be honest. Decided to bring my little babies to the flea market. Ma'am, did you just see that? Did you all just see that? She just popped in and out of dancing. It was a little bit odd. But I brought my little babies to the flea market. We got prompted to do it, and why not? They can have a couple of hours away from Gordon, even though he's just a little puppy baby. And I tried to do a club gathering, and it did start. It was perfectly fine. You could host one here. But only the owner showed up. And no one else on the team showed up. And I was like, oh, maybe they're technically at work, but it's Sunday, so they don't even have work today. So no one showed up. I was really disappointed. I didn't know what to do about it, and therefore I just ended it. So I figured, why not they just come here on their own? I wanted to see if there is anything that they might even want to buy. Probably not, since my build and buy catalog is basically all custom content, and the stuff at the flea market is trash. I mean, literally, it's not great. The vendor stalls are nothing to take a second look at. Oh, well, I mean, the owner of our team is here. That's nice. Nia's here. Hey, Nia, what's going on? Anyway, I figured they could come out here and enjoy themselves, toss a coin in the fountain, get something nice to eat. I kind of want them, since Rhodes does enjoy cooking, I kind of want him to explore more recipes. So I want him to come to this. I don't necessarily want him to come to the city more, but I want him to get more food in the city so he can actually try everything. So I'm going to have him get some lumpia, and I'm going to have Ryan. I forgot there's 2 stalls here. I'm going to have her get some samosas. I think that'll be kind of nice. They can experiment with a few different kinds of food. They can watch the guitarist here. His name is Eric Irvin. I think we know Eric. I was going to say, look at our relationship with Eric. He went to university with us. How funny. Maybe we can kind of catch up with him a little bit once he's done performing. There's a plethora of people here. We got Don Gooseman from Chestnut Ridge. Of course, we have Agatha Crumplebottom from... what's it called? Hanford on Bagley. Makes so much sense. They really look like they fit in here, you know? Oh, and look, and Rhodes' mommy's here because everything needs to be ruined. No more immersion for us. Bye. So their food never came. So that was really disappointing. They did say hi to Eric really quickly, and he was just like, oh, hey guys, like we'll have to set up a time to catch up. But he's a little bit busy with his performances. Agnes Crumplebottom is here. I'm going to make her go away. But Ryan thought, you know what? I'm going to challenge Rhodes to a hoops competition. And she's like, yeah, show me what you got, man. Like, I know you're good with a soccer ball, but what about a basketball? And he's like, Ramos, you have zero idea what can of worms you just opened, girl. Like, I'm gonna get you. I wanted to do a dunk competition, but honestly, I thought Ryan might embarrass herself. I just don't think that she has the leg power to propel her up to the hoop. And look at her cheer for him. She's like, oh my God, like that was so good, Rhodes. And he's like, baby, I told you I could. He's like, I'm a man of many talents. Yes, I'm really good with soccer, but she's also really good at basketball too. He's like, where did you learn to do that? And she's like, I don't know. My dad and I used to shoot hoops every now and then. Nothing serious, but when I was getting kind of like sick of soccer practice, we would just shoot hoops in the driveway or something. They don't even have a driveway at their house, whatever. Maybe they'd go to a school and shoot hoops. Something like that. And actually, my dad played basketball in college. He's short, by the way. He's like 5'5" or something. He's pretty short for a basketball player. But he played basketball maybe in high school, a little bit of college, like nothing super serious, but he is fast. And I don't know, it's just a fun memory because we used to go to just like random parks and just try to shoot hoops. And I got pretty good, all right? There was no like dribbling or intense gaming or anything like that, but it was fun. And this kind of made me think about that. So a little bit nostalgia, you know. Also, Ryan lost. She's mad from losing a basketball competition. Losing a basketball challenge like that can be so demoralizing. Girl, you are too competitive for your own good. Oh! This is why I wasn't going to do the dunk competition, Ryan. This is why. Yes, the plumb bob is going to be in this picture, and I don't care. I needed it really quick. I really did. I think even Eric saw that, and he's like, damn. Like, is she okay? Rhodes is like, all right, wipe the dirt off. Oh, his turn. Hey, I don't get a lot of shots like this. I don't have my Sims play basketball a lot. But that really must have hurt Rhodes too. Neither of them are very good at dunking, apparently. That must really, like, think about that. Just falling right on your butt from that high up, that would hurt so freaking much. Go on, Ryan. Get it! Yes! Great job. Oh, she did so good. She learned from that first mistake. And so did Rhodes. I love these two so much. Yes, support each other. Not some cute moments after their dunking competition, but let's just look. Rhodes is sick again. He's got little splotches all over. Look at his face and his neck. Oh, he just got sick. He just started sneezing. He's stuffed up from illness. This man can't catch a break. Like, they start tomorrow. And look, he also sprained his ankle from failing to dunk, and so did Ryan. So they're starting off their very first day on the National Sim soccer team with sprained ankles. I love this for them. They really, really were thinking things through. Great job. I brought these babies back home. I mean, they got home a little bit late. And Gordon out here, which... Again, I realize, I think I said this at the beginning of the episode, we'll change his name if we think that there's a better name for him. If you all suggest a name that I just like can't ignore. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I brought them home from the Flea Market. Yeah, that was it. And Rhodes was sick, right? But I think I combated that illness. So actually, I do have a mod from... I think it's a Deep Indigo. I want to say it is. If not, I'll just make sure that I figure out exactly where it came from. But it's a base game health redux. Oh, I just got rid of that by accident. Darn it! I was going to say, I just got Rhodes vaccinated, so he went to the doctor really quick and he got vaccinated against like illnesses and whatever. But he's also combating his illness from a home remedy. Now, with this mod too, it basically just gives different levels and risk with illness in The Sims 4, which you don't really have even with Get to Work. So you can get certain medications and stuff. So we have like an anti like cough and cold and a pain and fever reducer as well. Rhodes picked those up on their way back just to make sure that he was prepared. But it seems like he's combating whatever illness it was pretty efficiently, which is really good considering. I wish, do you know one thing I wish? It's already gone, but I kind of wish that with that sprained ankle that him and Ryan got from not dunking successfully, that they would kind of walk as if they sprained their ankle. Do you know what I mean? I wish I could kind of simulate that and be like, oh yeah, he's kind of walking funny because he really hurt his ankle, but I can't. Oh, and Gordon has to go potty. Please don't go potty in the house. No, buddy. Oh, no. Rhodes, stop eating. Rhodes, stop eating and go. I really don't want an accident in the house. He's not actually a puppy, remember? Yes. Okay, go potty. Oh, such a good boy. Go potty. Yes, thank you. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Look at these babies. I want a good song on here, but Rhodes turned on the frickin' music this morning. And then they just started dancing in the kitchen after they had breakfast. And I just thought it was so cute. And when I say they started dancing, I mean, of course I had to make it happen. And this actually technically isn't a dance. It is a kiss with I think it's like the More Kisses mod or something like that. I forget what it is. The Kiss and Grind mod. Utopia consistently updates it and adds like new animations and kisses. It is one of my favorite things on the face of the planet. But this is so Ryan and Rose coded, it just hurts me. And they're just like, they start working an hour. They start their first day on the team in an hour. But I think they're just having this moment where they're just, I don't know, they're just showering each other in compliments and praise. Like Rose was like, baby, I'm just so proud of you. I knew you'd make it here one day. Like, I can't wait to see everything that you do on this team. You're going to kick ass, right? Like, and she's kind of saying the same. And she's like, I'm just so glad I get to do this with you. You know, I thought you were my freaking competition, but I guess not. And he's like, oh, baby, I'm still your competition. I'm not going to like take it easy on you or give you any preferential treatment on this team just because we're together, you know? Like, I'm still going to play my best. And she's like, of course you will, you jackass. Like, now since this is a regular 9 to 5, we're not going to be able to see them at work. So we're going to let them go to work and then catch up with them afterwards. And I think even though it's not on the calendar, is this the first or like 10th time I've pulled up the calendar this episode? Even though it's not on the calendar, maybe they'll go out with their teammates afterwards. Just kind of like a, I don't know, a recap of their first day. Because I feel like this first day too, if I'm going to break this down to when the Sim World Cup is, I think this very first week is really getting to know the team, getting used to your positions and just like running a bunch of scrimmages and drills and stuff like that and really getting acclimated. And then they're going to really kick off with games these next 2 weeks leading up to the Sim World Cup. Does it seem like a super short season? Yeah, kind of. But then we have the break in the season, right? And that's when they're going to be playing games, theoretically. I mean, it's a 9 to 5. We got to make it up as we go along, right? What a solid first day on the team. Now, of course, as I mentioned, it is like a regular full-time job. So Rhodes and Ryan were absolutely, out and about all day. But I decided to come here after work. It's like a couple hours after work. And remember, I have a club for the whole team so they can get together. And they decided to come here to this local little soccer field and just like kind of hang out and get a few extra kicks in and socialize basically after their hardcore practices all day. Now, the only person who's really grumpy about this is Nick. He's not happy. And Ryan is actually forging a relationship with Grace, which is kind of nice because remember, like she's got Piper and she's got Becca, but they're all spread out all over the place and she can't really see them that often. You know, they're all kind of living their own lives a little bit. So it's nice to have some friends here. I don't know why talk about grilled cheese is only an option during a club gathering, but here we are. And I think Rhodes kind of wants to, I don't want to say take Nick under his wing, because I think that Nick has more experience in professional soccer than Rhodes does. But I think just with kind of getting him acclimated to San Sequoia and just being on the team, like I feel like they're going to be good buddies. Same with Marcelo. Like I just feel like everyone pretty much gets along. Now Nia is kind of a hard ass like on the team as their owner. I'll say I'm going to go with owner instead of coach, just because I don't know if I'm going to make a coach. It's just really difficult to kind of finagle all of this, considering there's so many limitations when it comes to actual soccer in the game. But yeah, she's kind of a hard ass, honestly. And I think she's giving Ryan a talk and kind of just giving her feedback on how everything went today. Because again, they were doing like some scrimmages, some strategy stuff, things like that. And she's just like, Ryan, like you're damn good, but you know, you've got to work on kind of like your flexibility and being able to pivot really quickly and stuff like that. You know, you've got some areas of opportunity, and Ryan's like, I hear you. Like that's absolutely what I'm gonna work on. So I think what that's gonna translate to in my head is working on strength training, because her cardio is like top tier, but I think she's gonna work on her strength training a little bit, whereas Rhodes needs to work on his cardio a bit more. Like he's pure muscle, but the man really needs to be able to move a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna translate that to cardio. But I think he's also talking to Marcelo here, because Marcelo and Grace, they're also really close. And Rhodes is starting to notice that, because it's only like the second time they've hung out, right? But he's starting to notice that whenever he starts chatting with Marcelo, Grace tries to join the conversation. She really seems to gravitate towards Marcelo. And Marcelo is just like this, I feel like he's so aloof to everything. Like he's a super good person is kind of what I'm grasping. And I wonder actually what his traits are. So he's a bro, he's a foodie, and then there's another trait that we actually don't know. And Rhodes is already good friends with him, which I think is great. But what we're going to do is I'm going to try to figure out that last trait. And I think we could do that via get to know, via small talk. I think that'll be kind of nice. I kind of want to know more about him, and actually about Grace too. Let me see her traits. She's cheerful. Everyone's just so chipper here. I don't know why I did this. I need some more conflict. I need some more stuff going on. You know what I mean? Everyone's just nice and good and cheerful. Where's like the jealous hothead? You know what I mean? Like, what am I on about? Anyway, but Nick is kind of like isolated, if you haven't noticed. So Ryan's chatting with Nia and just kind of practicing a few more things here. She's practicing juggling. Rhodes is socializing as per usual. He's a social butterfly. And we just learned that Grace is a slob, so that's fine. But maybe what Ryan will do, even though Rhodes kind of wants to take Nick under his wing a bit, I think that I'm going to have Ryan go over and chat with him and just kind of be like, hey, like, why aren't you hanging out with all of us? You know, did you have a first good day at like practice and stuff? Like, how are you feeling about everything? I think she's trying to be a little bit more open and make sure that she really bonds with her team. And I think that, oh, he's non-committal. Okay, well, I guess that's good to know. But I think she's just like, he's like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'm good. I'm not a very social person. So I'd rather just kind of practice in isolation if that's okay. And Ryan's not really put off by it, but she's like, oh, okay, like that's fine. If you want to scrimmage or anything, just let me know. Also, what is this? Crusty memes? Oh, no. Those memes are stale and rotten. Please make it stop. From Cringe Sim memeing it up. Well, who the heck did that? Ugh. Ew. All right, well, I guess we'll kind of leave Nick then, I think. Unless Rhodes is, oh, he's going to grab a yogurt? Gross. Can you not do that, actually? Can you not do that? I'm actually going to have him give Ryan a little kiss on the cheek here. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of capture more of their relationships as they're kind of blossoming and check out the different team members interacting with one another and stuff like that. But I guess we'll head home because it's getting pretty late. Hey, Gordon. Hey, baby. Ryan just got home and she's like, how's my boy? How's my little baby? How were you today? He's gotten so good. He learned how to go potty outside, like officially, because we've asked him to go outside numerous times. So he actually won't have an accident in the house. He hasn't yet. Once since we brought him home, but I was worried about it, especially with, now if he was an actual puppy, what would have been a real hurdle is the stairs, because your Sims have to carry puppies down the stairs, up and down the stairs. So whenever he had to go potty, they would have had to physically bring him up and down the stairs. So I'm kind of glad that we technically got a small dog. Look at her loving on him. Look at him. He's just like, I love my mama. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that tongue. He's just like, my mom. I think it's super cute. It hurts my heart a little bit. Well, it's super late. They have to, yet again, do this same thing tomorrow. So I'm going to get Rhodes and everybody, I'm going to get them ready for bed so they can head off to sleep. And it's another very hard day of practice for them tomorrow. We decided to come see Dad. And look at the salt and pepper in his hair and his facial hair and everything. Dad is, oh, look at him. So technically, my mouse just drifted. That was the weirdest thing. Technically, what I had to do, because remember, we've been talking about how Arturo is coming up on retirement, and I went into Create a Sim and I had to make him an elder because I play with aging off just because I want to have full control over what is going on with my Sims at all times. But he's now an elder, which is just wild to me. I like to see elderhood last a long time, by the way, too. I don't like it to just be kind of a blip in our Sims' lives. Even if you play on long lifespan, it seems like the second you're not in the house with the active elder Sim, you get notifications like so-and-so's getting old, better pay a visit to them before something happens. Like you get that notification almost immediately, and then it's like a day later, they're gone. It's the weirdest thing. So I decided that I'm going to play with aging off just for when we get to this point of when Arturo's an elder. And look who came to join us. I want to have a puppy play date with Waldo and with Gordon. It's just such a funny name to me, Gordon. Like I really don't know if we're going to keep the name Gordon. It makes me laugh. But I really want, there he goes. He's barking at the microwave. I was going to say, I really want him to meet Waldo, and I wonder if I can. No, I can't control him. But Rhodes is saying hi to Waldo right now. Oh, big boy. I also made Waldo an elder because he should have been. You know, he's been Ryan's puppy since she was really young. So I wanted to make sure that his age was kind of reflected appropriately at this point too. So I'm just trying to kind of catch everyone up. But they decided to come to Copperdale because they're going to spend some time with Arturo as he is about to retire. I don't think he's going to have a big party or anything, but he just wanted an opportunity to celebrate with Ryan and Rhodes and kind of catch up to see how everything's going on the national team for them. Now, I also have some bad news. I had downloaded, hi Gordon buddy, I had downloaded a career mod for them to be soccer players, like official soccer players. And unfortunately, Rhodes and Ryan quite literally could not go to work. No matter what I did, they couldn't go to work, which means that they missed work. I'm going to do this, by the way. We're going to do that. Just because. But yeah, I tried it. They could not go to work at all, which was super, super disappointing, which means that their performance was suffering. Like everything was terrible. Why is there a bassinet here? This game is going to give me a heart attack. Yes, it is. This game is going to give me a heart attack. Never mind. I was going to have her change her outfit, but honestly, that bassinet threw me and I'm frightened. Anyway, but yeah, it wouldn't work. They couldn't go to work, so their performance was suffering. I did it for 2 days and I could not get it to function. I was really, really disappointed. And not like in the crate or anything like that, but I was just disappointed that it no longer works. It might no longer work, or there's a conflict of some sort with some of the mods that I have in game. So that's always an option. But I didn't feel like doing the 50-50 rule and trying to track down if it was a mod conflict or if I just wanted to get rid of it and put them in the athlete career. So that's what I did. I made them rookies because that seemed to be the best fit for now, since they're not being scouted anymore. They're on the team. So right now they are finally playing in the big leagues, right? Because they're on the national team. Makes sense. Now they're going to need to work harder than ever to stay there. And they need to keep up on their fitness, study the game tapes. Sure. They need to get their shot to make an impact. And I made everybody else on the team, aside from Nick, the next stage up, which is a starter. Because again, they have a little bit more experience. They've been on the team longer. So the club stays intact. You know, that's just for them to be a team and be a club. But yeah, I was kind of bummed that I had to do that. Job offer? Culture columnist, rank 5? No thanks. But Ryan came out here to kick the soccer ball around with her dad, and they're just going to kind of talk about his retirement. Because Arturo's been a teacher for so long. He coached soccer while Ryan was little, right? And I think he probably was still involved with youth soccer, even when she was in high school, went off to college and everything. So I think he's kind of putting a stopper to all of that to kind of just enjoy his retirement age. And she's like, Daddy-o, how does it feel to, have all this free time coming up? Are you excited about retirement? And he's like, well, honey, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Look, Rose just autonomously decided to come out here and join us too. That's actually so cute. I wish the dogs would interact, but oh well. But he's just like, I don't know. It'll be a good opportunity to indulge in some more hobbies, but I am on my own out here, so I'm kind of spending retirement by myself, and I have to kind of figure out what the next move is. And we don't really know what that is for Arturo. He doesn't have a partner, right? He doesn't really have any other commitments in Copperdale. He pretty much lives and breathes for whatever Ryan's doing, but she's an adult now, and she's living out of the house. She's living with her boyfriend. She's a professional athlete at this point, so he doesn't really know what he wants to do, but he has been considering, he hasn't told Ryan this, but he's been considering selling the house and possibly moving closer, or just doing some traveling for a little while. He didn't do any traveling when Ryan was younger because he wanted her to just have stability. He didn't want to go all over the place. Plus, that was expensive. He was a single dad. Like, he couldn't really do too much. So, I don't know. He might kind of sell the house and do some traveling, but he hasn't even really decided what he wants to do yet. And Gordon's yelling at Rhodes as he chuckles the soccer ball. Little guy, you're going to get kicked. Like... This beautiful park, I believe, was built by Honey Mae Sims. If I am incorrect, I will put the right ID on screen for you now. But we're in Copperdale still, of course. Ryan and Rhodes and her dad decided to come out here for kind of a late night. Well, it's not really late night, but a later afternoon grill out. I know it's snowing and everything down near the water. You might be thinking, like, why would they intentionally go out to a park in the middle of winter to go grill? But you know what? It doesn't need to make sense. It's fine. And they brought the pups. Gordon here's crashed, apparently. He's exhausted, I assume, because he was playing with Waldo all afternoon. And Waldo's a big boy. Even though he's an elder, he's a bigger dog, and Gordon really had to prove himself. Those little dogs. Those puppies are just like, no, I'm the best boy. I'm the biggest boy, So we're going to go ahead and have everybody grab a rack of ribs here because Arturo just served up some ribs. And Rhodes is just like showing off with his juggling. It's consistent. Like, it's just constant. It's a little bit much, but I thought this would just kind of be nice. I wanted to take them out to a restaurant to kind of celebrate Arturo's retirement and everything. But I figured, why not just do something small? Because, they don't have... And nobody else is coming to celebrate with them or anything like that. So I figured it would be nice for them to just go here with each other and, sit separately, because that's what you do in The Sims, right? Because that's what you do in The Sims. Because apparently when you put food down on the table, you can only see 2 Sims there. So that's great. I also can't drag and drop, which is super, super obnoxious. So Arturo's eaten enough. I'm going to have him come over here and talk to them because I can't stand the fact that they're not sitting together. But I think they're also catching him up on just everything that's been going on with Rhodes' mom. He's like, yeah, I have a younger brother now, so that's great. Unknown caller. Hang up. I don't deal with the prank calls, but I'll just have them socialize a little bit. And Arturo's just kind of like, well, everybody has a different path in life, right? Everybody's, everybody makes certain decisions, right? And I think Ryan's like, well, Dad, how come you never met someone and like had more kids or anything? And I think Arturo kind of winces a little bit, not in like a, this is painful way or anything like that, but kind of in a possibly kind of an awkward way, because he just didn't think it was the best decision for him and Ryan, and he didn't want Ryan to feel as though her mom was being replaced. Do you know what I mean? And it may seem kind of silly now that they're adults that he still feels kind of awkward about that, but I think he's actually going to give a life lesson on family because he's an elder now and he can do that. And I think he's going to be like, your family is whoever you decide your family is, and all families look different, right? I thought that our family was pretty complete, just you and me. I didn't think we had to bring somebody else into it. And that kind of like, it kind of makes Ryan think a little bit because, yeah, she always thought her family was complete. Oh, Arturo and Ryan have a strict family dynamic. No, why? That is not true. That is like the farthest thing from true. But I think it makes her think a little bit because she always thought that she was missing this huge part of herself and part of their family was missing because her mom wasn't there. But to hear that her dad considered their family complete when it was just the two of them, as if her mother's absence didn't make them less of a family, really kind of struck a chord with her. It really was kind of a revelation as she sat here. And she has told her dad at this point that she's been going to therapy and stuff like that. And she's considered asking him to go with her at some point, just for her to work through some of this stuff with him. You know, not to do it by herself. Rhodes has volunteered to go with her, but, you know, he didn't go through this with her. He's, of course, a huge support. And perhaps at some point, they'll want to go together just to share thoughts and ideas and feelings about everything. But I think that Ryan and her dad going to therapy together could be a really beneficial thing. I think it could be really nice. I'm going to have him give a life lesson on responsibility. Excuse me. Why are you yelling at my dog? Get out of my face. Stop yelling at my dog. You don't know him. Get out of here. That just done pissed me right off, you know? That just got me mad. Don't you be yelling at my dog. Gordon's a good boy. I had never done the give advice and wisdom and stuff. I think that came from either Growing Together or For Rent. I don't remember if it's attached to the Wise Trade or not. I don't remember. It's one of the two, so I've never really seen this before. Maybe it's Growing Together. But Ryan actually has some moodlets from Arturo's advice. We have sage advice on hard work. That seemed like some very good advice on hard work. It just might help Ryan on her life journey. And then we also have sage advice on responsibility. That seemed like some very good... Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. As I started to read it, sage advice on family. Wow, really good advice. Like she's thought that about every single one. But it's made her very focused. And I think that translates to just being very determined to kind of work through her internal issues. Do you know what I mean? I think it's something that she really wants to do. And now, not just for herself, but also for Rhodes and the possibility that perhaps they'll build a family at some point together. I mean, they've already got their baby. They've already got Gordon. So, you know, it's starting, that family. Yeah. So Rhodes actually stole a moment with Arturo and may or may not be asking for blessing to marry right now. Yes, I know. I said I was going to wait until they both rolled the want to be engaged to one another. But let me just tell you, Rhodes and Ryan both roll the same wants every frickin' day. And it's all just related to their traits and not at all related to their relationships, if that makes sense. Like, he wants to play chess from being at the park. Like, that's location based. Okay, cool. He gets to meet someone new, express devotion, or go for a jog once every single time I play. The only thing that hasn't changed is the family oriented, have a child, because I pinned it. And same with like Ryan, she doesn't roll anything related to like wanting a child or anything like that. It's just to get engaged to Rhodes, but that's because they're romantic partners. And I just think it's odd that he hasn't rolled this once. And this man, as we know, is head over freaking heels. Amazing compatibility. Like, literally loves her to death. And they're soulmates at this point. Like, it's never come up. So I think that he just asked Arturo if he could, you know, have his blessing. He's like, you know, Ryan and I have been together for some time now, and it would really mean a lot to me if I had your blessing and asking her to marry me. It's not going to be right now. It's not going to be anytime super, super soon. I don't think. He's like, I haven't really sorted out all my plans, but I just want you to know that I love her very much and I want to take care of her and I want to have a family of my own with her. And Arturo's like, you know, Rhodes, you have been a pillar of support for her and I've seen her grow into the woman I always thought she could be. And I know you played a part in that. You know, he's seen great transformation in his daughter, and especially with like going to therapy and all this stuff. Like, he clearly knows that this relationship with Rhodes is very important to Ryan and it's something she really, really values and wants to nourish. Because she wants to be better. She wants to be a better Ryan. You know, she wants to be a better... Hello? She wants to be a better version of herself. And it's because she wants to be the best partner and the best person she can be for her future. And I just think that's really important. So I believe he just got his blessing. Now, I don't know if this... It doesn't create anything. Like, there's no sentiments or anything like that. I don't know how that works. I know that's from my wedding stories. I have no idea if that's going to come up again because it's still here. So I don't really know if that's gonna mean anything, but he asked him. We are back home. Ryan is hitting it. Ooh, her little arms, I don't know if she could actually lift this, but remember, she has to focus on building up some strength as part of her recommended plan for the team, and Rhodes has to work on his cardio. So that's how they're going to spend their late evening now that they're back home. They're such dedicated athletes, but I love how this is how they're going to spend their evening instead of like cuddling on the couch or something, which of course they do very often. But I just think it's kind of nice that they are very dedicated to what they have to do. And they're also a team, like team trains together. You know, they're not training with their other teammates, but they keep each other in check. They keep each other up to speed on, or accountable, I should say, for their workout plans and everything. They make sure that the other eats the diet that they need to eat to support this lifestyle. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. It just does. Now, I don't want her to do this forever, though, because she'll get real buff real quick, and that's not necessarily a problem. I just don't think that's exactly her goal, and therefore, I'm gonna have her stop now and just call it quits. That was like an hour in game, and I feel like she's already gonna be freaking ripped. And then I want her to write in her journal a little bit and kind of reflect on today and her dad retiring and just kind of the potential of going to therapy with her dad. It makes her nervous, but whoa, Rhodes, boy, you're gonna fall. Even Gordon's like, hello, you're gonna fall, man. Like, can you stop? I'm actually gonna have him stop too, just because I don't need them to do full workouts. I want them to just do little workouts. You know, the full workouts take, number one, a really long time, and number two, I feel like the impact is actually too great. Like the effect is too great when they do a full workout. He's actually going to calm Gordon down too, because apparently he was a little freaked out from the treadmill. Also, did you notice I gave him a little bandana with a little anchor because they're in San Sequoia and it's like a fishing city? You see what I did there? I'm also going to lecture him about barking. I forget that you have to train your pets for behaviors and whatnot when they actually do them, compared to the training of like sit training and stuff like that. Maybe Rhodes can actually do a little bit of that too. That'll be kind of nice to do some sit training. I want him to be fully trained, our little Gordon. Oh, and the sink is broken. Are you kidding? You know what I've actually been doing? Rhodes was repairing those things, but maybe they'll have the property owner come visit, because I'm trying to learn more about For Rent too, because I didn't really play with it much when it came out because it was a little buggy, and it's still kind of a little buggy. But I did notice that you can call the property owner when something breaks. You can have them inspect that thing, and as long as they can reach it, of course, they'll go ahead and repair it for you, which is better than your sim having to do it. Jeffrey Landgrab, you are not... land grab is in the name. You may own many a property, sir, but you are absolutely not the property owner here. So we just invited Boston over. It's a little bit late, but you know what? We don't want the bathroom to flood, so we're going to invite him in, and then he's going to go back downstairs, of course, because everything has to be difficult. And we're going to do this. See? Look at this. Look at what I learned, everyone. Ask to inspect. And we'll ask him to inspect... which sink is it? I don't know which one it is. They're both the same. So I'll have him inspect one of them. I'm just going to go with the second one, and we're just going to see how that goes. He might notice that the other one's broken anyway, and it won't really be a problem. But yeah, of course it was the first one. Like, of course, it had to be the first one. Like, of course, it couldn't just be the one that I needed it to be. I kind of love this. This was so unexpected. So in like 30 minutes, i.e. like 30 seconds, maybe almost 20 seconds, Rose and Ryan actually have to head off to work, but Marcelo actually popped by this afternoon. And him and Rose are just hanging out playing video games. I feel like they're playing online with Craig and Spencer too. Like Rhodes is building his own little like video game club. It's actually really funny. And we're just gonna call from Aiden. We haven't talked to Aiden in forever. I don't really care about that. But I think I'm gonna have to pull Ryan from this, which is kind of obnoxious. I didn't really do the timing very well, but I got 2 separate mods for therapy. So I wanted to talk about this just a little tiny bit and take a pause. So I did get the Family Therapy and Support Services mod by A Deep Indigo. Now it is specifically for family therapy. Now, unfortunately, what I realized is trying to get Ryan to go to therapy with her dad wasn't an option, because it only counts family as those who are in your household with you. So that was kind of a bummer for me. I don't know if I can kind of finagle something, but I also got another therapy mod. It's just for individual therapy, I believe, but I haven't figured out how to access it yet. I don't know if it's under a different menu. Like, we've got the Sim Health mod from A Deep Indigo, which is a little bit different. So I'm wondering if it's possibly under here. It doesn't seem to be. I might have to just look into it a little bit more. I downloaded it quickly and I didn't actually like read the ins and outs about it. It could also be something, no, under like social, Deep Indigo, Wicked Whims, strip clubs, all that stuff. We don't need that. So there is another mod too. I think it's, I forget who it's by. I'll put it on screen so you guys can figure it out if you'd also like to download it. But yeah, we're gonna have to kind of sort that a bit more because I do want Ryan to be able to go with her dad, but technically her dad's not in her household. So we might have to just do some storytelling around that. Or at some point I can like temporarily add him to the household and kind of finagle things, but it's a rabbit hole thing no matter what, but I think it'll impact both of their relationships with one another, and therefore it might still be beneficial to figure it out. So I just figured I'd let you all know. Okay. So we just got a prompt, continue with family therapy. Does Ryan wish to continue with family therapy? If so, she will become a patient of their therapist and can continue to book individual and group therapy sessions. They will continue for as long as the sim is eligible. So since it wasn't entirely clear that was an option, that this could be maintained as an individual thing as well, I'm going to say yes right now. Is she missing work at the moment? Yeah, kind of. Got to get her to work. Marcelo's still in our apartment, but that's fine. And he's riding our stationary bike in the living room. But anyway, I just want to see what mood list she has right now too. She just went off to work. But coping consultation. From Family Therapy Consultation, Ryan's initial session was really helpful and she feels a lot better and wants to come back for more sessions. So that's great. She felt really good. Clearly she found a therapist that she's comfortable with and feels as though she can be open and kind of explore her insecurities and all these deep-rooted issues that she has with this individual. And hopefully that allows her to kind of build up that trust enough to bring her dad into it as well. I think that's super positive. This is kind of gross, and just forgive me for what I'm about to say, but I've never seen anybody beat a piece of meat like that ever in my life. Like double mallets. Like anyway, they just got home from work and look at their uniforms. So since they're technically now in the athlete career, this is their career uniform. Thankfully, it does still look like a soccer uniform, but they have different colors, which is just silly to me. Remember, they're on the same team. Maybe they had a scrimmage and they played quote unquote opposing teams, something like that. But they got home, they work from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it's only a couple days a week, which I didn't notice. So they only work, well, I can't say a couple days a week, but they work on the weekend. So Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. They don't work Mondays and Thursdays. Those are the only days of the week that they don't work. So that's kind of interesting. To be honest, I don't know why the schedule is like that, but it doesn't really matter. But they are going to cook some chicken stir fry, a nice protein and veggie packed dinner to kind of, pack on the calories after their extensive workouts from practicing today. And I had Rhodes join cooking because that's something that they have started doing together a lot, which brings me a lot of joy. Look at him. He's just like, you're so good at cooking, babe. Like, and look, that actually, it kind of looks like throw up. So that's good. But I think this is where we're pretty much going to end this episode. Not too much happened. And I'm trying to make these episodes a little bit shorter because I have been making them like 40 or 50 minutes now, which is obscene. It's just me having fun and playing through their days and just having a good time doing it with you all, and I kind of lose track of time. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit better about that, just so it's not like watching, half a freaking movie every time a new episode is posted. But I hope you all enjoyed this one. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.